Where is your money sleeping tonight? In a bank account that pays you almost nothing? In cash hidden at home? Or sitting in a checking account that quietly drains every month? Most people believe those places are safe. They believe they're being smart, responsible, and disciplined. But what if I told you those are the exact places where wealth slowly dies? Not stolen overnight. Not lost dramatically. But drained silently, year after year, until one day you wake up wondering why working harder never made you richer. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear will permanently change how you see money. For more than 4 decades, I have studied ancient Jewish wisdom found in the Torah and the Talmud, texts that guided families through thousands of years of prosperity, crisis, exile, and rebuilding. These teachings are not motivational slogans. They are systems. One lesson my grandfather taught me as a teenager reshaped my entire financial life. He said, "Your wealth does not depend on how much you earn, but on where you store it." That single sentence contradicted everything modern finance teaches, and it turned out to be completely true. I grew up in a modest home. My grandfather was a rabbi, not a businessman, yet there was never financial chaos. No panic. No fear. Always enough. One evening, after Shabbat, I asked him why some families struggled endlessly while others seemed supported no matter what. He paused for a long time before answering. Then he said something I've never forgotten: most people treat money like water. They try to hold it tightly, but it leaks away. The wise treat money like a seed. They know where to plant it so it grows. That idea changed everything. Seeds are never protected by hiding them. They are protected by placement. Money works the same way. When wealth is stored incorrectly, it decays, even if the numbers on your screen look bigger. Years later, when I was newly married and struggling financially, I followed conventional advice. I saved aggressively. I lived frugally. I put everything into a savings account. And yet, month after month, I felt poorer. Inflation was silently eating my future. That's when I returned to those ancient teachings, and everything shifted. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never hear: the modern financial system benefits when your money stays idle. Banks reward you pennies while using your deposits to generate massive returns for themselves. Ancient scholars recognized this pattern thousands of years ago. The Talmud teaches that allowing someone else to profit from your resources while you gain nothing violates wise stewardship. Money is not neutral. It responds to how it is treated. When placed in the wrong vessel, it doesn't rest, it decays. If you're listening right now and feeling frustrated, you're not alone. You work hard. You're disciplined. You're not careless. Yet somehow, the numbers never reflect your effort. You should have more, but you don't. I've sat with thousands of people over the years who felt the same confusion. The problem is not your work ethic. It's not your intelligence. It's structure. And without the right structure, even abundance slips through your fingers unnoticed. Let's break down the 3 most common wealth killers. First, the traditional savings account. It feels safe. It looks responsible. But if your bank pays you 0.5% while real inflation runs at 5% or higher, you're losing money every year. Over a decade, nearly half your purchasing power disappears. That's not saving, that's slow erosion. You didn't fail. You followed advice that was never designed to make you wealthy. Second, hoarding cash at home. Under mattresses. In safes. In envelopes. This comes from distrust and fear, not wisdom. The Talmud teaches that wealth which is hidden becomes stagnant. Money must move to multiply. Cash at home earns nothing, risks theft or disaster, and locks you into a scarcity mindset. You're not protecting your money, you're burying it. And buried seeds never grow. Third, the single checking account method. All income flows in. All expenses flow out. Whatever remains is called savings. There's no separation. No intention. No structure. Jewish wisdom teaches that separation is a law of creation itself. Sacred and ordinary must be distinguished. When money has no defined role, it loses identity, and money without purpose disappears. Chaos doesn't attract abundance. Order does. Here is the core truth: abundance is unlimited, but the vessel that receives it is your responsibility. The Talmud teaches that sustenance is decreed from above, but how much reaches you depends on the structure you create below. If your vessel is cracked or misaligned, wealth flows past you. Ancient rabbis didn't guess, they gave precise instructions. And those instructions still work today. One foundational principle is sacred division. Wealth must be divided intentionally. Not randomly. Not emotionally. Traditionally, money was divided into land, commerce, and accessible reserves. Today, the forms look different, but the law remains. Division creates stability. Structure creates peace. And peace attracts blessing. This isn't superstition, it's alignment. The first pillar is the foundation account. This holds exactly 3 months of living expenses, no more, no less. 3 represents balance. This account is untouched except in true emergencies. People who set this up often report immediate calm around money. That calm is not psychological, it's structural. Stability creates confidence, and confidence attracts opportunity. The second pillar is the seed account. At least 20% of all income goes here automatically. This is not saving, it's planting. Saving is fear-based. Planting is faith-based. These funds go into assets that grow and produce, businesses, investments, income-generating opportunities. Wealth must flow to grow. Block the flow, and it stagnates. The third pillar is the sacred 10, giving 10% with intention. This is not charity alone. It is a wealth law. Giving creates capacity to receive. The Talmud explicitly teaches that tithing opens channels abundance cannot access otherwise. When done joyfully and intentionally, it transforms your relationship with money from fear to trust. Only after these are honored does money enter the flow account, your daily spending. Most people reverse this order and struggle forever. When you prioritize the eternal over the temporary, expenses always adjust. This defies logic, but it works. Thousands have lived it. I've lived it. Restructure your finances during a new beginning, a new month, a Sunday, a moment of calm. Intention matters. Anxiety blocks blessing. Before you begin, pause. Breathe. Decide that your money will now serve purpose, growth, and stability. Alignment accelerates results. Within days, you'll feel calmer. Within weeks, opportunities appear. Reduced expenses. Unexpected income. Better decisions. Not magic, alignment. Within 30 days, you'll feel in control for the first time. Your money will have direction. Your fear will fade. Confidence replaces chaos. One final warning: do not skip giving. Do not raid your foundation. And do not act from greed. Wealth follows purpose, not desperation. When you honor money, money responds. These principles have survived wars, collapses, and centuries because they are universal laws. Apply them consistently, and your financial life will never look the same again.